Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Riverview Complex here in Lamar's as we get you set for some War Eagle Conference softball here tonight. As the Lady Jays host the Lady Falcons tonight here, and we are ready for some softball. The first game between these two teams this season, the first game this season for both teams as we get set. Last year, the Jays were 10-10. Falcons 11-9. And so these two teams pretty even in that record-wise a year ago. So we get ready for the first pitch. Riley Schneff, the really good pitcher for the Jays, as many of you watching probably know. 1.72 ERA with a .78 whip a year ago, 8-3 record. And 69 and a third innings pitched, an opponent's batting average of 153 for Riley Schnepp. And she is the leader of this Jays team. She has just been phenomenal. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike one. And it's one strike to open the game as Emily Holsoff is in the batter's box, the shortstop, number 6. And that's a ball, and the count is 1-1. 1-1 count here from Schneff, and it's swung on and missed. 1-2 pitch coming. And from a year ago, Schneff with, that is called strike 3. 91 strikeouts a year ago in 69 and a third innings. And a backwards K to begin the night for the West Sioux batting order. And that'll bring up Cassie Koopmans, the center fielder, number 2, with one down and the base is empty. And a first pitch strike thrown in there. Looked to be on the inside part of the plate. It's hard for me to tell from where I'm sitting, but that is the best judgment that I could come up with there. One strike, and now she's going to hit a batter as Koopmans will go to first base. She was hit by 2 pitches a year ago, and she's already got her first here this year. And Schnepp hit 5 batters a year ago, so not too common of an occurrence in 11 starts, but does happen on occasion. There's a pitch in there for a strike to Danielson. And a swing and a miss. Took something off of that pitch, and it's 2 strikes from Schnepp to Danielson. Danielson, a year ago, at 194, was really good at getting on base, as she does strike out here. Swing and a miss, strikeout. And with 2 down, that'll bring up the catcher, Avery Coyle. And 2 down with the runners still at first base. And the first pitch, swing and a miss. Coyle a year ago, a .255 average, a .349 on base percentage, 8 RBIs, and it's quickly 2 strikes for Schneff. And stoppage here We'll see what the deal is here. She had to get a new bat, or she had something on she wasn't supposed to have on. Not sure. But regardless, she'll go back out. Might have had to get a new bat. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, we are ready to play on an 0-2 pitch from Schneff, and it is swung on and fouled off down the first base line and out of play. So 2 strikes still to Coyle. It was pretty late on that one. Breeze blowing out to left field. Not a heavy breeze, but that one is down in the dirt, and the runner at first, Koopmans, will advance. Going to left field, southwest at 9 miles an hour, the wind right now. And there's a fly ball into right field. She has it measured out there. And the catch is made by Jaden Bartol, and that'll do it. A good inning for the Jays, and now they'll try and do some damage on offense. When we come back, it's no score after a half inning. Jays softball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
How it feels to bank with
Welcome back to the Riverview Complex here in Lamar's as we get you set for the bottom of the first inning and the first look at the Gehlen starting lineup, as it's Larissa Poland, number 15, the third baseman, will be leading off. Center fielder number 6, Tiffany Wardehoff, and the left fielder number 2, Alyssa Kolbeck. Shortstop number 12, Emily Kellen. Pitcher Riley Schneff, number 3. Right fielder number 2, Jaden Bartol. First baseman number 22, Nevaeh Hodson. And the designated player is Bryn Wendt, number 10. And the second baseman, Mackenzie Alish. Here is Poland, third baseman. Will step in to the batter's box against Addie Deckers. First pitch is fouled away down the first base line, 1 strike. And the freshman, third baseman, swings and fouls off the first pitch. And now a bunt attempt. Going to be a tough play for Deckers, but she didn't. No, she did not get her. And I believe they'll call that an infield hit. So an infield hit for the Jays to start the night, and the first varsity hit for Poland. So Deckers a year ago with a 4.58 ERA as that pitch is bunted foul by Tiffany Wardoff. 1.77 whip for Deckers a year ago. She had a record of 1-4. Of course, Erica McKinney, a senior from a year ago, no longer here as she graduated. It's nice, though, to be back playing softball for these girls, though, especially after last year with the shortened season a little bit with COVID and just the complications with that. So hoping for a long, healthy 2021 softball and baseball season all over the country, but yeah, in the state of Iowa here as well. As 2 strikes, and that ball in the dirt, and it will allow Poland to go to second base. And there's a ground ball over to third, and they will not get an out. Here comes the runner, and the first run is on the board. And I believe we'll call that a single. Poland is home, and it's 1-0 with nobody out, runner at first. So an infield hit and maybe an error on that allowed her to score. So I don't know if you could call that an RBI. But regardless, she did the job. And that'll bring up Alyssa Kolbeck, the left fielder. And that's a strike. The throw to second base is not in time as the slide feet first in is a good one by Wardoff. And she takes second base with nobody out. A strike to Kolbeck. Kolbeck, 325 hitter, second best on the team behind Emily Gehlen, who's on deck. That ball is a ground ball over to shortstop. So a 6-3 put out, but going to third on the base is third base on the play is Wardoff. And there's one down now in the bottom of the first inning, 1 run in. Runner at third, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, the shortstop, Emily Gehlen. And a little bunt attempt, and they're going to come home, but she's under the tag, and the ball was dropped. And the run will score on a fielder's choice. RBI. And the Jays off to a really fast start, 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning with 1 out still on the board, or only on the board yet. And now Riley Schneff, the pitcher, had a clean, pretty clean first inning with a couple of strikeouts. She did hit a batter, but left her stranded at second base on a fly ball to right field to end the inning. And that is a ball, 1-0. A little high there to Schneff from Addie Deckers. Deckers, the sophomore, delivers, and that pitch is popped up and out, and a throw back to second, or to first base rather, for a double play. And that is a 5-3 double play that ends the first inning. 2-0 Jays on top of the Falcons when we come back. Fuller Digital Solutions.
Your local Polaris.
Welcome back to the Riverview Complex here as it is time to start the second inning. 2-0 early lead for the hometown Gehlen Jays. And Riley Schneff with a pretty clean first inning. She'll come back to work here in inning number 2. Starts ball 1 to Addie Deckers, the pitcher for the Falcons. And that pitch is inside. 2-0. Addie Deckers a season ago, .259 hitter. She only had 27 at-bats, 5 runs scored, and she did have 8 RBIs and a home run. That is an easy out, number 1. 3 unassisted. 1 down for Ortiz. Isabel Ortiz, the left fielder. She hit 222 as a sophomore, 382 on base percentage. 5 walks she drew a season ago. Had 6 RBIs, a triple, and scored 9 times. It's a ball and a strike to her. One down and a ball and a strike pitch from Schneff to Ortiz, and it's strike 2. Carson Schubert alongside Sean Henley with the camera duties and the computer duties as well. Thank you for joining us here tonight in Lamar's at the Riverview Complex. Pitch, swing, and a miss for strike 3 as a strikeout of Ortiz, the 3rd strikeout for Schneff. And 2 down now for the second baseman, Eliana Van Ort. And she looks in, gets the signal, and she delivers, and the pitch is low in the dirt, ball 1. And Van Ort, season... We'll get to her numbers in a moment. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch is swung on and hit into right center field for a base hit as it got past the second baseman. And it's a 2-out single. As Van Ort, as she picks up her first varsity hit, the youngster for the Falcons. And that is a strike, but it was not corralled by the catcher. Van Ort will go to second on a pass ball or wild pitch, whatever you want to call it. 2 down. Van Ort, swing and a miss. 2 strikes to the Sioux designated player, Addie Popkin. Batting for the first baseman, and a strike 3 called. The 4th strikeout for Schneff, and it's still 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the second here at the Riverview Complex in Lamar's.
Construction, Lamar's, General
Welcome back to the Riverview Complex. Pitch is taken up high, ball one. This is not Barthol. That pitch is a base hit as it landed in front of the third baseman. That'll be a base hit for who that is. Let's see. I don't know if that's not Barthol, the catcher. Mosier runs over at first. I'm not sure who that was batting there. Try and figure that out here. Nevaeh Hodgson, she will bat with a runner at first base. Mosier, the pinch runner over there. Aspen Mosier. Ball one to Hodgson. And that is a ground ball to short. They will get one, and that is all they can get, as it is fielder's choice, allowing Hodgson to reach. One down, and that'll bring up Bryn Went, the designated player. And the number 8 batter in the Gehlen lineup, and that pitch fouled straight back. 0-1. So one strike from Deckers. And that is going to be caught out there in right center field by the center fielder. And actually, that was a shift, actually. So they are going to call that an out for a catch, rather, by the right fielder. So fly out to right field. Here's a throw to second base, and the throw is not in time. So it's an F9, and a hit and run was a swing and a miss. As Mackenzie Alish, the second baseman, puts one in play over to third. It's going to be a tough play. And she is safe at first with an infield hit. Alish with a heck of a hustle play to beat out a ground ball to third. And 2 down still for Gehlen, as they do have a threat here. And back to the top of the order in Pollen. And Poland takes a strike. She scored after a single in the first. She was the first of 2 in that first inning. And now a fly ball down the left field line, and it's going to be caught in foul ground. And that will do it. And F7 ends the second inning. 2-0 Jays on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Construction. satisfy all of your construction needs. 712.
Welcome back to the Riverview Complex in Lamar's as we get you set for inning number 3. And that first pitch to Tepete. Swung on and missed. 1 strike. On 1 from the pitcher, and that is going to be a bunt single, beautifully placed as Schneff could not get it. And an infield hit and a good start to the inning for the visiting Falcons. Tepete a year ago had 11 at-bats without a hit, but just a freshman a year ago. But this year as a sophomore, she's got her first hit. So a heck of a job by her. Start off her season right as that pitch is upstairs for a ball to Emily Holsoff. One and 0 from Schneff, and that's a strike to even the count at 1. Season ago, the Falcons lost in the 2A Region 3 semifinal. At Westline, they lost 12-2, swing and a miss there. So they did some good things a year ago, but couldn't finish off what they were hoping to accomplish. And for Gehlen a year ago, lost in the 1A Region 1 championship to Akron Westfield 9-2 a year ago. 2-2 the count. Schneff trying to get the first down of the inning, and there's a strike, and it's strike 3, and a throw him out. So that is a beautifully done. 1, 2, 6 DP. Strikeout. Actually, backwards strikeout. Backwards K. And an injury on the field there of Tepete. Hopefully she is okay. Just got her first hit of her varsity career, and don't like to see injuries anytime, but especially not early in the season. Looks like she's just maybe a little shaken up. Hopefully we'll be able to come back when the field comes in here, but we'll see. She may just be taken out precautionary wise. Looks maybe a little gingerly walking over to the first base dugout where the Falcons are located. 2 down after the double play, nicely executed by the Jays, and now it's the number 2 batter, number 2, Cassie Koopmans. And that pitch is foul down the first base line. Hit pretty well, but a little bit behind the pitch. 1 strike from Schneff to Koopmans. Koopmans in her first at bat was hit by a pitch and left at second base. And there's a strike. 0-2. And just like that, Schneff is 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning after it was a leadoff single. They get a double play, and now an 0-2 start to this at bat, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it. Riley Schneff is looking strong here as it's basically a 1-2-3 inning. Not the way you normally draw up a 1-2-3 inning, but it was one regardless. Jays up 2-0, bottom 3 coming up from Lamar's in a moment on Fuller Digital Solutions.
At American
Welcome back to Lamar's as we get you set for the bottom of inning number 3. Addie Deckers will continue to pitch as Tiffany Wardehoff will be the hitter from the left side. As she was able to get a base hit and then score in that first inning, and that pitch fouled straight back 0-1. We do have a substitution as Tapete unable to continue. Hopefully everything turns out well for her and she's able to be back in their next game. But it will be Sydney Stadelman that will be taking over. And that's a little base hit as another hit for Wardehoff. And she's 2 for 2 in the season opener. Couldn't start the season any better. As Stadelman again will be in the game for Tapete in right field, so we'll keep an eye on that. Leadoff single for the Jays, and that'll bring up Alyssa Colbeck, the left fielder. And she takes a strike, and the pitch down to second base is not in time. A stolen base for her. And Colbeck took a strike, and the count is 0-1. Colbeck grounded out to short, her first time up. And that fouled off her leg there. 2 strikes to Colbeck. Colbeck with a heck of a year ago. 325 average, 357 on base, 8 RBIs, 5 sacrifices, walked twice, 13 hits in 40 at-bats. 1 and 2 as that pitch just missed from Deckers. And that pitch is grounded back up the middle, a base hit. And here comes the run, and Wardehoff scores, and it's 3-0 Jays here in inning number 3 on an RBI single from Alyssa Colbeck. And a good start to the inning for the Jays as there's nobody out now for Emily Gehlen, the shortstop who led the team. Well, actually, I take that back. She was a .241 hitter a year ago, a double and 6 RBIs. Swing and a miss there, 1 strike to Gehlen. She had a fielder's choice RBI in her first at bat. And that ball is a ball. And it's 1-1 as Colbeck slides in safely over there at second base. So a couple of stolen bases for the Jays in the inning. 1 came around to score on an RBI single. See if this one will also come in to score here for the Jays. Still nobody out, 1-1 count from Deckers. Deckers still without a strikeout. She would really like to get one here if she can. 3-0 Jays here in the bottom of the 3rd. Here is the pitch, fouled off. Close to maybe a car there. 1-2 the count now. Runner still at second base. Gehlen at the plate with Schnepp on deck. And that pitch grounded over to third, and it gets through the hole. And the throw to third base is not in time, and it's going to be a base hit by Gehlen. First and third with still nobody out for Schnepp as she comes to the plate. She was a 172 hitter a year ago with a couple of RBIs. trying to come up big here, and she takes low ball one, throw back to third, and hustling back in safely as the ball, the pitch was a ball to Schneff as the runner on the play from first. Gehlen goes to second on a stolen base, and there's a fly to left field. Back it goes, and it will go to the fence. One run will score. Here comes another. The throw to the plate is off target, and it's a two-run double. A two-run double by Riley Schneff. So the Jays are in front by 5 now on the 2 RBI double by Schneff, and she goes to third on the throw home. And a pitching visit from the coach, Caitlin Lockhorst, for the Falcons. Korayaki comes in to play third. Yaki's in for Schneff as she's the pitcher as a courtesy runner. And the ball got away, and the run will come in to score on that. So Yaki scores, and it's 1 strike now to Barthel. Actually, it's not. And that'll be a pop out to first. So 1 down, finally the first out for the Falcons. And that'll bring up Nevaeh Hodson. And she takes a strike. And it's 0-1 with 1 out to the Jays first baseman. She grounded into a fielder's choice her first time, strike 2. Deckers finally, is hoping to finally get her first strikeout. And there it is. A ball dropped by the catcher, but she'll throw to first, and it's out number 2. And 2 down for Bryn Went, the designated player. She flew out to right field her first time up. And she'll stand in the left-handed batter's box. She is batting here, and she swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. If she keeps the inning going, it'll be Mackenzie Olish, the second baseman, to hit next. Deckers, and there's a little base hit as that's popped over the head of the number 6, Emily Alsop, the shortstop. And they are going to call her out as she was either out of the baseline or she may have stepped out of the batter's box. But either way, it's a good inning for the Jays, 6-0. We go to the 4th from the Riverview Complex here in Lamar's on Fuller Digital Solutions.
How it feels to bank with Prime Bank. This is how it feels to bank with other banks.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Riverview Complex here in Lamar's as we get you ready for the fourth inning. 6-0 Jays. They scored 4 runs on 4 hits in the bottom of the third inning. 2-run double by Riley Schneff was a big reason why. As Schneff was ran by Korayaki, who came in to score on an error. And that is going to be a fly out to center field. And Schneff quickly gets out number 1. So a fly out to center there for Danielson. And this is Avery Coyle, the catcher. She flew out to right. And there's a weak ground ball. Gets past Schneff. Tough play at second, and they will not get her. An infield hit for Avery Coyle. First hit by Coyle, and it's a 1-out single for Addie Deckers, the pitcher, who grounded out to I see third, I think, or actually first. Weak grounded over to first, her first time up, ball 1. Addie Deckers with a swing and a foul over the first base dugout. 1-1 the count. Brother Hunter playing over at Iowa State after many good years of playing baseball and football and doing all kinds of great things over at West Sioux before going to play quarterback for Iowa State. Of course, he been through a couple touchdowns, I believe, and that last year for the Cyclones, as that is out number 2 as Deckers reaches on a fielder's choice. 2 down for the left fielder, Isabel Ortiz. And Schneff will try and get a strikeout here. Would be her first of the inning. She does have 5 already. Ball 1 to Ortiz. Deckers running herself over at first, and that is in there for a strike, and it's a 1-1 count to the left fielder for the Falcons. Wind seems like it's picked up a little bit going from right to left field, southwest wind there. And a swing and a miss and a pitch in the dirt. 1-2. 1-2, 2 outs, runner at first. Top of the fourth, 6-0 Jays. Partly cloudy skies here, but overall a very beautiful spring night, as that is a foul ball, keeping the at-bat alive and keeping the inning alive for the Falcons. 77 degrees, 65% humidity. There is a slight chance of rain later on. This morning when I looked, it was a higher chance of rain, but that quickly diminished as the day progressed. Swinging a foul back. Staying alive is the name of the game here for Ortiz. If Ortiz should reach, Eliana Van Ort would hit next. And there's a weak grounder back to Schneff. And a 1-3 putout ends the top of the fourth inning. We go to number 4, bottom half of number 4. 6-0 Jays on top on Fuller Digital Solutions. Welcome back here to Lamar's. Sadie Deckers throws her warm-up pitches here to begin the bottom of the 4th inning.
23 re-enter. 23 re-enter.
And it is Amaya Tepete, the right fielder, is back in as Sydney Stadelman had come in to relieve her in the previous fielding inning, and she has entered back into the game, so that is good news for the Falcons. Good to see that she is able to recover after that first inning collision, and a great leaping catch is made by Hulsoff for out number 1, as that is a L6. And there's a strike by Poland, to Poland. One strike, and that pitch is into right field, but it is caught and a fly out to right. As Larissa Poland is out number 2, as her and Alish were the only 2 Jays not to hit in the 3rd inning. So now we have Tiffany Wardoff back up to the plate with 2 down here. And the pitch with 2 outs is up high and maybe even inside a little bit there. And it's ball 1 to Wardoff with 2 outs here in the Jays' half of the 4th. There's a little liner, and it is going to drop as the home plate umpire, Jason Cowley, signals that that ball was trapped. And so an infield hit with 2 down for Colbeck, and Colbeck singled and scored in the last inning. Wardoff singled and scored last inning as well. She goes, and the pitch laced to left field, and it's knocked down. Here's the throw in, and it will not be into third base. It'll be cut off, and it's 1st and 3rd as Colbeck has her 2nd hit of the night. So back-to-back singles with 2 outs by the 2 and 3 hitters for the Jays, and that'll bring up Emily Kellen, who singled and scored herself in the previous inning. Jays trying to add more here, and there's a little ground ball or a little liner, and the throw to first base is in time for out number 3. So Kellen hits it sharply, but it ends up being a ground out to end the 4th inning. We go to the 5th, 6-0 Jays on Fuller Digital Solutions.
At American Bank, we know
from Polaris. Find them today at Taggart's Power Sports, Hinton.
Welcome back to the Riverview Complex here in Lamars. As we get you started here. Swing and a miss for strike one here in the top of the fifth inning. Eliana Van Ort, and a fly ball foul. Couple of strikes to Van Ort to begin the fifth inning. Schneff so far, 5 strikeouts. She's allowed 3 hits. And that is a swing and a miss, foul tip, strike 3. That is the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is what I count. Strike there to Popkin. Struck out looking her first time up, as that is a ground ball foul over towards the third base dugout. 2 strikes to Popkin. Popkin a year ago had 1 hit and 15 at bats, scored 4 times, 2 RBIs, and that ball was low. 1 and 2 to Popkin. Tepete is due up next. And the 1-2. And strike 3 called. The 7th for Schnepp, from what I count. And she has 2 strikeouts in 3 innings so far. And the pitch is grounded back up the middle, and it's a hit. Tepete with a hit, and that's got to feel good for her to get a base hit after being injured earlier. The 4th hit for the Falcons, and it's still 2 down, but now the top of the order in Holsoff, as she is 0 for 2. Struck out looking her first time, and in her second at-bat in the 3rd inning, she hit into a double play. Didn't hit into a double play, I should say, actually. She struck out swinging, and the runner was thrown out stealing. Caught stealing at second base. So it was a double play, and then Cassie Copeman struck out, and that ended the 3rd inning. It was a leadoff single. It was looking good that the Falcons might end up getting some runs, rather, in the 3rd inning. But they could not after some bad luck, but good play made as well by the Jays. 1-1 the count. And it's 2-1 now to Holsoff. Holsoff, 382 hitter a year ago. That ball is low, and it's 3-1. I think it might be the first 3-ball count of the night for Schneff. And she will try and battle back with a strike. And that ball is hit in the air to right field. Long run, and the second baseman makes the catch. And that will do it on a pop out to the second baseman. And that ends the top of the fifth. We go to the bottom half. 6-0 Jays.
Radio.
Welcome back to the Riverview Complex here in Lamar's. 6-0 is the lead for the Jays as we get you set here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Addie Deckers continues to pitch. And for the Jays, it'll be Riley Schneff, the pitcher. She had a 2-run double in her last at-bat. Pitch is in there for a strike. And the 0-1, and a slow roller to first, and that'll be a 3 unassisted, as that does it for Schneff in this at-bat. That'll bring up Jaden Barthel. And the pitch is laced into center field. A base hit as she kind of tomahawked that thing into center field. And Barthel with her second hit. She is now 2 for 3. She popped out in her last at-bat to first. And courtesy runner coming in. I believe that's Mosier. And here's Hodgson here at the plate, and she hits it into center field, but it's right at the center fielder. And it's 2 down. Ashbin Mosier. Hodgson hits it well, but right at the center fielder. Tough luck for her that time as she is now 0 for 3. And that'll bring up Bryn Went, the designated player, with 2 down. Runner at first. And now Cindy Poland will hit here. The senior will hit with 2 outs, runner at first here in the bottom of the fifth. And here is the pitch from Deckers, and it's in there for a strike. And that pitch back to the pitcher, Deckers, and on to first base, and a 1-3. Ends the fifth inning, 6-0 after 5. We come back with the 6th inning from the Riverview Complex in Lamar's right after this on Fuller Digital Solutions.
The pandemic has proven the need for great internet, and EverTech connects more rural customers in Northwest Iowa than anyone. EverTech wants to connect you to your
Welcome back to the Riverview Complex in Lamars as 5 innings are in the books here this evening in the first softball game of the 2021 season for both of these teams. And Riley Schneff has picked up right where she left off from a season ago, as she has not allowed a run. She's only allowed 4 hits. She has 7 strikeouts, and that pitch misses up high. Only one 3-ball count that I can count in my head. As Copeman's takes ball 1, she is 0 for 2, hit by a pitch, or actually 0 for 1 rather, hit by a pitch, and then struck out her last time. She was left at second base in the first inning. 2-0 quickly, as Schneff has lost a little bit of control, not a ton, but back in the strike zone on the third pitch of the at-bat. Again, a beautiful evening here in Lamars. Not a ton of wind, less than 10 miles an hour. That's swung on and missed. 2-2. And Mia Danielson, the third baseman, on deck. Pitch is inside for a ball. And it's a full count now. I think it's only the second full count, or the second 3-ball count of the game for Schneff, and she will walk her first batter. So Schneff with the walk. Season ago, Schneff allowed 14 walks in 69 and a third innings, so very, very good control. I mean, when you only walk 14 batters in 11 at-bats, they do not get the out at second base, as it is a fielder's choice for Danielson. And nobody out with first and second loaded up. And now Avery Coyle. She had a base hit in the 4th inning, was left there at first base. She takes a strike to begin the at-bat. 0-1. First and second with nobody out, and that ball is grounded down the third base line. She'll step on third, and the throw goes in out of reach, and somehow nobody came in to score. They did get one runner to advance on the play. And so Copeman's out. Fielder's choice allowing Coyle to reach, and then a error that allowed the runners, or the runner rather, to advance. So 1 strike now to Deckers, the pitcher. So 5-3 error, or E5 rather. 2 strikes now to pitcher Deckers. 2 strikes with 1 down, and runners at second and third. Here's a weak ground ball to short, and that's going to be an out, as it's going to be a double play because of defensive interference. And they're going to say Danielson goes back to third here. So fielder's choice. And it's still fouled away. One strike. Still no score for the Falcons. And a swing and a miss, 2 strikes to Ortiz. And that's down low, 1-2. Not a bad pitch with 2 strikes by Schneff. So 1 walk, couple of, well, 3 fielders choices that have allowed runners to reach. And there's a ground ball back to Schneff. She'll throw to the bag. And a great job by Schneff to work out of trouble. And the Jays avoid disaster in the 6th. We go to the bottom half of the inning with the Jays still up 6-0. Welcome back to the Riverview Complex. 6-0 Jays as we start the bottom half of the 6th on Fuller Digital Solutions. Carson Schubert alongside Sean Henley here tonight. Ball 1 from Deckers. And there's a strike, 1-1. Mackenzie Alish, the second baseman. She singled and lined out in 2 at-bats. And it's 1-2. And a ground ball back to the pitcher, and not in time. First baseman might not have been paying attention completely there, or was trying to find the bag when the ball was thrown. Callie goes over to talk with him, and she is safe. And Alish is on first. Then E. Call it an E3 as ball 1 is delivered to Poland. That is popped up and out of play. 1-1 the count to Poland. And the 1-1 is a little bunt in front of the pitcher, and it's going to be an infield hit that allows the runner to go to second base on the play. So 1 on first, 1 on second, nobody out. Bottom 6, and here comes Tiffany Wardoff as she has 3 singles rather, and that ball is foul. She's 3 for 3, 2 runs scored. One strike to Wardahoff. And that pitch fouled away and nearly hitting a spectator, but he's able to elude it. 2 strikes. 6-0 Jays with a chance to add to it here in the bottom of the 6th. The way Schneff's been pitching, they probably won't need any insurance, but wouldn't hurt, I guess, either for the Jays. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout, and just got back in there at second base. So still first and second with 1 out, and that'll bring up Alyssa Kolbeck, the left fielder. That ball's popped back and out of play. It hits the bleachers. 1 strike. We will be back here on, well, not here actually. We will be back on the airwaves on Wednesday evening in Akron, as that is going to be an infield hit for Kolbeck, and that's her 3rd hit. So bases juiced for Emily Gehlen, who grounded out to short her last time up. Does have a hit. As well. So here is Gehlen, and she just too far in front of that pitch. 1 strike. We'll be, as I was mentioning, Akron, in Akron to see Akron Westfield host the Jays on Wednesday evening here. 6-0. And the pitch is down the right field line and twisting foul, and it will be a foul ball. 1-2. 1 out, bases loaded, 1-2 count to Gehlen. Gehlen does have some good things that she's done today with base hit and RBI. Two and two, the count. And that one is into right field, a base hit. 1 run scores, and that's all that will, well, here comes the throw as she dives back in on a RBI single. As Larissa Poland thought about going home, but dove back in safely to third base. And now Riley Schneff. She had a 2-run double earlier. And then she scored on an error. The 4th run of the 3rd inning for the Jays. And there's a ground ball, and it's going to be out number 2 rather. A run will come in to score as Poland's in. Two down, runners at the corners, 8-0. Jays have 2 in already, trying to add more. If they add 2 more, the ball game would end. And it's just going to be a ground ball back to Deckers, and that'll do it. 1-3 putout ends the sixth. Jays are 3 outs away from getting victory number 1 of 2021. We'll be back here in a moment on Fuller Digital Solutions. Welcome back here as we start the 7th inning, and Jays 3 outs away from victory to start the season. 8-0 lead. Schneff has been outstanding. Two quick strikes. And that pitch fouled off. So still 2 strikes. And that ball hit in the air to center field. And that will be caught out there by Tiffany Wardoff. And she gets out number 1 for the Jays. Schneff looking for the complete game shutout here. 2 outs away from doing that, as this is the bottom half as Van Oort fouls off. Bottom third, rather, of the lineup for West Sioux, and that ball is swung on and miss. Strike 1. 0-1 to Popkin. And that's a pop-up second base, and 2 down. Alish with the catch. And it's 8-0 Jays with 2 down, and the last chance for the Falcons, and it is number 23, Amaya Tepete, as the right fielder. She exited briefly with an injury in the, let's see, that was the 3rd inning. She exited and then came back. That pitch is going to be fouled out of play. 1 strike. Stick around for the end of this one. We'll take a break, and then we'll come back with statistics and a look ahead to Wednesday. And the 0-1 is down low, 1-1. And the 1-1 count, and that is low. 2-1. Very close pitch. And the 2-1, and that swung on a miss. She just reared back that time, did Schneff, as she's trying to end it with a strikeout, which would be her 8th of this game. And that's how many runs the Jays have. And that one is inside for ball 3. And the count is full with 2 outs. Jays 1 strike away. Tepete trying to keep this game alive for the Falcons. Swing, that's in there, strike 3. And that's the ball game, the 8th strikeout for Schnepp. And that is it for this one. We're going to take a break. 8-0, the final. Jays with the win. And we'll come back and we'll look at some statistics and preview Wednesday's game as well on Fuller Digital Solutions. Welcome back to the Riverview Complex here in Lamar's. An 8-0 victory for the hometown Lamar's Gehlen Catholic Jays as they get a big victory to start the year, 8-0. Riley Schneff, the winning pitcher, 7 complete game, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, only 1 walk, 1 hit batter, 7 strikeouts for Schneff, and a good performance by her as we have come to expect nothing less than that. As you saw, we talked about earlier the numbers that she had last year, 8-3 record, an ERA under 2, a whip under 1, just an outstanding pitcher and one of the best in all the state of Iowa, as proven by some of the awards she has won. Take a look at the visiting Falcons numbers offensively for Caitlin Lockhorst, and they were led by Amaya Tepete, actually, with a 2-for-3 performance, a couple of singles for her, and a single apiece for Eliana Venort and also Avery Coyle. So that was the 4 hits for the Falcons. And they were led on the mound by Addie Deckers, who took the loss. 6 innings pitched, 14 hits, 8 runs. She only was able to get 1 strikeout tonight. And for the Jays offensively, they were busy. 2-for-4, Larissa Poland with a couple of runs scored as well. Tiffany Wardehoff, 3-for-4, 2 runs scored. Alyssa Kolbeck, 3-for-4 with a run scored. Emily Kellen, 2-for-4 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. Riley Schneff, 1-for-4, but man, that was a big hit. She scored after as well, a 2 RBI double. And then Jaden Bartol with a 2-for-4 performance as well. And then Mackenzie Alish, 1-for-3 with a run scored tonight for the Jays as well. So those are your final numbers. Unofficial, of course, for the Jays and Coach Tony Gunner. Coming up the rest of the week for both of these teams, for the Falcons, they will go home on Thursday to face Sioux Center. And that game is going to be in Ireton, it looks like. And they will also host Hinton on Friday night this week as well. After the 0-1 start, they'll try and get back on track. For the Jays, they go to Akron Westfield. We'll be there for that game on Wednesday evening. So you can make sure to tune in for that game. JV starting at 5:30, and we will have the game starting at around 7:15 approximately, the varsity game. And then they will be at Unity Christian on Friday night, and that is the rest of the week for the Jays softball team. The baseball team for the Jays will be playing tomorrow night against West Sioux, just behind us here. For the baseball game, so that'll be their season opener. Jays get the opening victory of the season tonight on the back of Riley Schneff and some really good offense as well. An 8-0 victory for the Jays on a beautiful spring evening here in May. Almost felt a little summer-like throughout the course of the day, but still springtime here in Northwest Iowa. So we'll look forward to talking with you on Wednesday evening for Akron Westfield and Gehlen Catholic over at Akron for that game on Wednesday. So that is going to do it. 8-0 again, the Jays with the victory. Riley Schneff again with an outstanding pitching performance. 7 complete game shutout, 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, 4 hits allowed, no runs, 1 hit batter, 1 walk. She was fantastic. And that is going to do it. Again, the Jays victorious in the season opener, 8-0 on Fuller Digital Solutions. Want to thank Sean Henley for running the camera and the scoreboard and the computer. I have been Carson Schubert on the play-by-play for you this evening. Wish you all a great evening, and we will talk to you on Wednesday night. Good night, everybody.